Thank you everyone for coming. Obviously Khalil needs no introduction, number 4 ranked UFC Light Heavyweight. Was just in Thailand, has come over, and yeah, obviously Hong Kong, the MMA scene is still pretty small, so we're pretty lucky to have a UFC fighter here. And he's going to be here today and tomorrow. Obviously some of you are coming to tomorrow as well. So we'll go over a lot of techniques, and we'll leave some time at the end, 10-15 minutes, to go over any questions you guys have. Yeah, they'll take it from here. But anyway, yeah, thanks for coming.
Thank you. Guys, super excited to be here. Thank you everybody who showed up tonight. Happy to be here. I love Hong Kong, so it's great to be able to have this experience with everybody. I kind of came up with some stuff. I had a different plan before I actually arrived here in Hong Kong, but over the past couple of days, I rewatched some fights of mine, and I kind of picked up some things that I think will be helpful for anyone who is competing, or even if you just train MMA for fun and you just look for personal growth and how to just be better in MMA. I kind of picked some things that helped me in my journey, and things that I want to continue to progress in myself, and chose to share them with you guys today. So it'll be really light. You guys can ask me any questions. I'll be walking around, assisting once I kind of get a feel for the space of the room and what's happening, but I will be walking around and being able to give you guys some kind of one-on-one and help you understand some of the things that I'll be explaining and sharing today. Cool. So for the sake of space, today we'll also use the ring as well as the mat space. And how many people does everyone train here, like on a daily basis, or is there anyone visiting that hasn't been here before? No? Okay, so everybody kind of knows each other, familiar. Okay, so first I want to have you guys, for warm up, we'll do shadow box. Okay, so find some space in a second to shadow box. And then after we're done shadow boxing, I'd like to do, I think because of the number of people, I'd like to do, let's say, three-minute rounds of shadow boxing, so I can kind of go and see what we're working with here today. And then after shadow boxing, if you can find someone who you're comfortable training with and learning with as a partner for the day, okay? Everything sound good? All right, cool. Guys, so like I said, keep going. You don't have to look at me while you're shadow boxing, just listen. So shadow boxing is important. Whatever habits you have in your shadow boxing, you're gonna have it in your fights as well. So if your hands are down and your hands are lazy, that's how you're gonna fight as well. And if I can see it, then that means so can the person in front of you, so can your opponent. Guys, shadow boxing is such a good way to warm up. It's a great way to get in touch with your mind and body. Sometimes some gyms, like, they have us run in circles and stuff, and that's okay. It gets the body warmed up too. But I like to shadow box. It really kind of gets me in the right space for what I'm about to get into, right? Jumping jacks, all that stuff's good, get the shoulders up. But for me, I think shadow boxing before an MMA training is any type of MMA or striking training is a good way to warm up. So let's get 2 more rounds of this in. And like I said, remember, create these triggers in your mind. If you shadow box and it's just really relaxed, then you know you're kind of telling your brain that that's okay. I want you guys to think about your hands up all the time. Even if you're not striking, keep your hands up, move, defend, boom, slide. You know, you can check. You don't always have to be, fighting is not only offense. So remember that too while you're shadow boxing. Even if you're not throwing a strike, at least your hands up. Long guard, boom, checking kicks, move, circle, head, 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 jab, head, head, move. You know, it doesn't have to just be like, just going crazy. Just think about, you're actually, okay, I'm in a fight, my hands are up. I don't want to see any hands down here, okay? Let's go. Second round. Just use the rest of this 2 minutes. I'm walking through. Don't punch me in the head. I like your shorts. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Oh. There you go. Nice angle. Good angle switch. There you go, head movement, good. All right, seems like everyone is pretty much ready. Before we start too, does everyone, you don't need it now, but does everybody have shin guards as well? Okay, you don't need it now, but I just wanted to make sure. Okay, cool. So, I know that like, it took me a while to get to the point of realizing that we don't need much to really be good and to get better. Meaning like, we don't need the best gym in the world. We don't need all this stuff. A lot of the times the basics and kind of the boring stuff will really take us a really far way. Shadow boxing being one of them. And as you guys know, a lot of my passion, is for Muay Thai and how they train in Thailand. And that's one of the things that a lot of my trainers, and something that I see that a lot of the trainers in Thailand will, no matter what level the fighters are at in Muay Thai, that's like they're doing basic stuff like shadow boxing before they hit pad and bag work and those type of things. So no matter what, if you've got a bag and you've got some space, those things are going to be important for the remainder of your journey, okay? So try not to ever get bored of shadow boxing, and try not to ever get bored of hitting the bag, because those are very vital to just progression. I had a plan before I came here, but then after watching some of my fights over again, I thought there was some stuff that I wanted to share with everybody. Some of my habits, some things that have worked well for me, and some things that I think have helped me be the fighter that I am today. One of the things that I feel like are very important in any MMA fight, no matter what weight class, whatever, is range. Establishing range before attacking. It's very easy to be under pressure, and as soon as you're in the cage and there's a person in front of you, as soon as you're on the mat and there's someone in front of you, to just kind of not think and not even manage the range and just try to land your first strike, okay? So there's different ways to establish the range. I can use you today, right? Cool. All of this stuff will go together, guys. From shadow boxing to finding and establishing your range. They marry each other. They go hand in hand. And here's what I mean. So in just a sec, I'll have you guys, like I said, if you pick a partner that you're kind of used to training with, someone that you're comfortable with, to just go over these drills together. I'll have you guys do this. So, doesn't matter orthodox or not, opposite stance, open stance. I'm gonna stay in my stance just for the sake of it. But I don't want to, can you guard up for me? Like, yeah. So I need to know before I strike, before I land anything on my opponent or the person in front of me, I need to know how far they are. I need to know that. The only way that I can actually know that, if I just swing from here, I'm taking a chance, okay? I have to tell my brain that they're within range. The only way to get the brain to actually register is by touching him. You get what I mean? So I at least need to touch a hand, something. If I want to kick him, I don't want to just go like that, because he'll probably just go slide out and then counter me, right? So in the first round, let me actually go back. When it comes to MMA, most important thing, win each round, and that's what wins you the fight. The judges are also the ones, it's in their control, right? So the way to win a fight is to win the round. Win round 1, win round 2. Maybe if you lose round 3 by decision, you still up 2 rounds. So the idea in MMA is win the round, okay? So first round, before you go in and get emotional and try to do anything kind of like crazy and put the hurt on the other guy, you want to make sure that you establish your range first. Different ways of establishing range. I like to do it a lot. I'll always it's almost like shadow boxing. I don't know if you've watched my fights, I kind of always do this thing where I'm like kind of jabbing at the air. What that is me establishing my range. If I'm not even touching his head, that's okay. But at least I know, okay, from here, I can get as far as his hand. If I want to hit his face, then I just come forward more, and then that puts me in range. But I'm not just like taking a guess from here and okay? Because that's where I'll make a big mistake, and maybe he'll pull back, and then boom, and then hit me, okay? So come a little bit closer. So I'm always here. It can be both hands, but this is just range finding. It's the same thing as shadow boxing. Okay, it's the same thing, but now there's just a person in front of me. So I've taken my shadow boxing to real life situation. Okay, that's all, that's kind of the merging of the two that I'm trying to get you guys to understand. Now, same thing with kicks. I don't want to just blast a kick at him. You can come at me. I'm not gonna hit you, I promise. So yeah, just keep your ground. So same thing with the kicks. I just want to touch kick, okay? But I don't want a lazy touch kick. I don't want to have my hands down like this or anything like that. I want to keep my guard up, okay? I touch, okay. I know that that's the distance. Now, when I actually want to throw the kick, then I should throw it in a way that kind of spins me around, okay? I don't want to touch kick, or I don't want to actually try to kick him with power without swinging my hips, meaning I want you to step back, okay? If I throw like this, I'm out of balance. And all he needs to do is step back and attack, and I'm out of balance, okay? So when I touch kick, it's not with power. It's just now move back, watch. Okay, my hands are still up and I'm still in this position. This is all just range finding, okay? But when I actually want to throw, I want you to step back. Look, I spin, okay? Because even if he does step back, I'm still in position, but I've committed. Look, okay. When you step back, after I spun, attack me, okay? So boom, I'm gonna kick. Okay, my hands are still up, it's okay. But what I don't want is and if he blocks it, if he goes to check, if I fully throw a kick and and I'm spinning around and he goes to check, it's gonna hurt the both of us, but it's most likely gonna hurt him more because I'm the one generating the force, okay? But if I kind of half-ass kick and he blocks it and he checks it, it doesn't really hurt so much. So what I'm trying to say is there are different types of striking. The range finding is the most important in the beginning. You need to know how far the guy is before you're even gonna strike and hurt. It's really just about establishing range, okay? Boom. If I want to commit, I know his hand's here. If I want to hit the body, then I know that I just need to step a little bit more, and then I come right back here and go back to my range finding. Does that make sense? Anybody have any questions so far? Go to the same sense, come here. It's the same thing. Touch this lead hand. You can touch anything you want. The range finding is really just about touching to let your body, to help your brain register. This is how far this guy is from me. And sometimes he will move, but you have to maintain that range finding mentality so that you can then, as the rounds go and as you become comfortable and you start to register where he's at, then you can start to commit. Boom. And then go back to range finding. So it's like a balance between the two. Does that make sense? Yes, you can. So I don't want to just commit to the leg unless if he's not the type of person. Who's the best example? Jamal Hill. He didn't move his leg at all. So I was able to just attack. You get what I mean? Eric Anders didn't move his leg at all. So I didn't necessarily need to range find with it. And if I did, I used my lead leg. The way that I did that, come closer, back to, yep. So with Eric Anders, here, I didn't switch kick to lead leg. It was just the turning of my hip and lifting of my foot at the same time, like this. Okay, that was it. So he was heavy on his front leg, and all I did was this. And that sounded loud, but it wasn't hard, right? It was just it was just like, it's a range finding tool, okay? So what I want you guys to do right now is find a partner and essentially just see how you feel range finding, okay? And mix in range finding, which is just like literally just kind of shadow boxing in the air. Make sure you're touching their hands. If you're too far, then move closer, okay? Boom, you can throw back at me too. Yeah, boom, there's head movement involved. You're kind of just getting a feel for where your guy's at. Okay, yeah, find the range, okay? And then we'll add in the next piece where it kind of starts to flow together. Is that cool? All right, find your partner. Right now you don't need shin guards. If you have them on already, keep them. If not, exactly. That's exactly what it was. No, yeah. Anthony Smith is a perfect example. Yeah, of course.
Does it matter if it's also back leg to measure or only front leg?
You know what? It doesn't matter, but it does kind of put you in a different type of position. So if you're throwing your back leg like this, you're kind of like off balance. But if you like do it like this, look, that helps. Does it make sense? You kind of reach with the back leg like, okay? So do it to me. Yeah. Nope, just like reach a little bit more. Yep. Don't even turn your hips so much. Look. Yeah. More your the top of the foot. Yep. And keep your hand up. Go. Yep. Keep that hand up. Watch me. Look. See, my hands are here, and I'm just like touching, like a calf kick. Calf. Yes, okay. So look, use this hand. This hand needs to be touching at all times. Yeah, there you go. That's gonna help you know. Look, touch. Keep your hand here, look. Now throw it, look. That's gonna help you know. This hand is always gonna help you know how far. If you keep it here, you're kind of just guessing. So touch. Guy's able to jab you in the head, you're not doing a proper job at establishing the range. So look, I'll use you for instance. So if we're here, I've got to make sure that I'm establishing my range. If my hands are like this, jab me in the head, it's fine. Yeah, right here on the top. Yeah. So like this, so go ahead, keep going. Just keep jabbing me. This is not good range for me. Okay? I've got to be here. Try to jab me. Look. You got to control. I got to know like where I'm at. I shouldn't be able to jab him in the head. It's kind of like just this playing of hands. I don't want the guy to pass my hand. Okay? You guys see it sometimes too, like I'd say I'll give the guy the credit who does it kind of the best. Alex Pereira. You guys see how he knocked out Jamal Hill. You know how he does with everybody. It's always like, guys don't ever get to pass this hand. Okay? This is like, this hand is a good shield. I use it differently by like jabbing. And if I feel like the guy comes closer, then cool, boom, over the top. Okay? But I never like, I try my hardest to not let people pass this wall here. So like, I try to keep them on the outside. Yeah, keep, good. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah, so it shouldn't be like in the pocket and you're kind of just doing this. You gotta hold your ground and make sure you're using your hands as a good, like, kind of like a guard, okay? You shouldn't really be able to let the guy hit you in the head too easily, okay? It's all the feeling out process that you see in the first round of any MMA fight. A lot of times the guys don't just round one and like, ah! You know, it's a feeling out process. It's range finding. How do I get inside on this guy? What can I touch? I don't want him to touch me. Boom, okay, I can't kick yet. I've got to set up the kick, okay? Okay, it's just finding your range, okay? Keep going, keep getting another try. I'm gonna keep looking through. Good job, thank you. Yeah, keep that hand out. Yep, keep that hand out. One thing that I wrote here that I feel like is very important to myself, to other fighters, or to anybody who's, you know, embraced the journey of like learning martial arts. Sometimes it's so hard to come to terms with the fact that, like, and to tell our brains that we are going to get hit. I have to remind myself all the time that it's just part of the game. It happens. Sometimes I'll get hit and I react emotionally, and it doesn't work the best for me sometimes. You know what I mean? So I have to come to the terms of like, okay, I'm going to get hit, but I have to stick to the plan of what I'm trying to achieve. And what that is win the round by doing what I love, is that's scoring points from striking, okay? So I don't have shin guards, but I'm not gonna kick you hard, I promise. Okay, so the next level of this drill is you'll be doing essentially the same thing with your partner, which is gonna be range finding, okay? Boom, go ahead, throw some kicks out at me. Boom, okay, I'm gonna block, yep. And what you're gonna do is try to find the right point to then create what they call a significant strike, which to me, in my mind, that just means a clean strike, okay? A clean low kick, a clean cross to the body. You know, sometimes it doesn't come out as pretty to be counted as a significant strike, but for the sake of practice, I just want you guys to think like, okay, I'm going here, okay? I'm just kind of like establishing my range, head touch, and then a clean cross to the body, and then back, okay? So don't turn it up too much with each other. I don't want this to be like a live sparring match. So remember, it's okay to get hit. If it lands, and that's just a part of the game. You can defend if you'd like, but the idea of this is range find, and then try to like just land a clean strike anywhere. It should look a little bit like, you know, like that should be the pace. I don't want like you guys like getting into any sparring, but I want you to get comfortable with just kind of having that energy of, okay, like we're within range. I'm not just like this and trying to do all this crazy stuff, unnecessary movements. It's more like I'm holding my ground. I'm making sure that I know where he's at by touching the hand, okay? And I know that he's gonna strike, and I need to be either ready to counter, or if he's not striking, then I just look up for Mike and I strike and just be ready to go, okay? So start to try to add in now the significant strikes. Everybody good? Any questions so far? Yes.
I see you're not just jabbing, you like the pattern that you do with that hand and your front hand.
Yes.
What is that?
So it's essentially the same thing, but I'm using my hands as like antennas. You know what I mean? Because I also like to throw my left hand. So come, you can be my example. So yeah, like a lot of the times too, guys, depending on your style, some guys have more of like a bladed stance, right? Meaning like it's kind of sideways. And it makes, for me, it makes this harder. It makes landing my cross harder. It makes it harder for me to throw a body kick because my leg's so far behind. So I kind of have more of like, I like to have more of like a closed square stance. Some people may argue against it, but for me, I enjoy it for many different reasons. My hands are here versus here, right? So if I want to throw my cross, I actually have to like turn so much. So I use this one, but look, it's the same kind of distance. Same thing I used against Anthony Smith. Okay, that uppercut with Anthony Smith, if you guys go home later on and rewatch it, come here, I was like this. Boom. Okay, so it just, if I'm just using my hands, it's kind of playing tricks on the other guy too. You know, it's kind of like, oh, he's relaxed until he's not, you know, until I'm not. So that's kind of the concept behind this one. I like to touch as well. Okay, what helps is come back here. If I cross with this one, see how this is loaded? That means all I need to do is rotate my shoulders and I've got a really open hook there. And if you move back, it's okay. But like if I'm here, Eric Anders fight. So I dropped him with a big hook, right? My left hand as my rangefinder, I was here. And then I knew, okay, I'm at the hand. So if I want to hit the head, that means, what's that? Like 10 inches. So I've got to take about a 10-inch step to be able to land the hook. Maybe more, considering that he's going to move back further. So I'm here, rangefind here, step up, boom. See, I didn't like actually, it's just a matter of like, it's a matter of like calculating, right? But if I was here and not using my range, I wouldn't really know. Makes sense, guys? So like using your hands and your feet as just antennas is so important when it comes to, especially the first round or the first minutes of a round in an MMA fight or match or sparring or whatever, okay? So don't be afraid to use both hands to just kind of keep the guy away. If you're just like this, you're free game for him to just come in and close the distance. So use your hands are your friend. Boom, okay? Yeah.
What if you're against?
It's not necessarily like a reaching out where like my arms are locked. It's more like if I'm going against a guy that's longer than me and he's using his arms like that. Yeah, so let's say, yeah, keep it out like that. Okay, all I need to do is like make sure that I make some type of movement to close the distance. I'm really worried about that hand, okay? If he's using this lead hand to keep me away, same thing with Alex, for me, Alex and Yuri, okay? Both of those guys have really long arms. So my goal in that fight was I have to make sure that I pass through the guard using speed, okay? Another thing is sometimes guys here, they use this hand, use your left hand, if it's open stance, okay? If it's closed stance, you can use your lead hand, your left hand. If it's open stance, you can still use your left hand. But look at this. You go with a guy, you're shorter. He uses his hand like this a lot, look. Pull it down. I hate when guys grab my hand. Alex and those guys, they grab hands a lot, right? They like, Alex does this a lot. Okay, cool. What I had loaded, okay, I'm gonna use my left hand, pull it down. There's no guard there. Boom, hook over the top. Okay, so if you're short and you're dealing with a guy who's using his hand, lock it down. You guys have seen me before. I'll attack that forearm, okay? But at least it's keeping me safe and like still out of range. I'm not like this and then going, ah, and then walking into a left hand. So address the target that's in front of you first. If he's using his guard really well, okay, pull it down, boom. Or fake, pull it down, boom, hook over the top, okay? Let's see how you guys do with the significant strikes and then we'll move on from there. It's right there, okay. Remember, it's okay to get hit, but just make sure you're still keeping your range. Never let the guy get comfortable getting inside your range. If he hits you, it's okay, shake it off, but maintain your range. Yes, of course. So you guys go back to your stance. Okay. When you have a guy who's using his hand like this, look, here, I'll show you. I'm gonna step in for you. Those guys are like this, okay? This hand here, you cross it here, pull it down, or hook, okay? So sometimes you get the longer guys, right? I'm gonna imitate like a tall, long, like Yuri, right? And I'm like this. Pull it down, look. Hook, do the hook instead. Pull it down and throw the long hook. Boom, like that, okay? Same thing with you. If you put your hand out, yeah, look. See what I mean? You pull the hand down, okay? Try that. Thank you. James, can I use you? Okay, cool. Guys, it's kind of like a little tip. If you're with a guy here and you can touch him with your right hand, or if you could touch him with your backhand here, a lot of the times you can also set up that low kick or calf kick. Use it it's almost like a distraction, okay? So if I'm here, okay, I'm using my lead hand, I'm kind of finding my range. As soon as I can touch with this one, I can hit that calf. And this hand stays out. I don't want this, okay? This hand stays out, look. In calf kicks, you don't have to throw them hard. You just touch that calf, you just touch that calf, you just touch that calf. That's all you need to do. But if he lets you get in this position where your weight is on that lead leg and you're kind of leaning, so you mix it up, boom. It's very simple to also follow this with a calf kick, okay? Everybody sees calf kicks in MMA. Everybody throws them differently, but we all see that calf kicks are effective in this game, okay? So, what I was just going over with James about the calf kick. If you can't see, get into a place where like you can see, because there's a little bit of detail to this, okay? So, open stance calf kicks. Some people are against throwing the inside calf kick here because it is very easy for him to just turn his shin in and block it, and then it really hurts, okay? So if you're ever attacking an inside calf kick, use it more like a sweep or to break the guy's balance other than like to inflict pain on his calf, okay? Some of the best times to do that is when you're using kind of like what sometimes we call a probe, but I'd say like when you're using kind of like your rangefinder, right? And I'm waiting to draw him out, or like draw an attack out of James, okay? The way to draw the attack out of James is I'll kind of rangefind here, and then I'll pause and wait for him to attack, okay? And I'll leave my feet a little bit planted. So I'm here, I'm rangefinding, and then I'll go there, okay? And usually a lot of the times, you see it in Muay Thai as well, is I'll try to hook the foot here, okay? And it's like, I need to wait for him to, as soon as I feel that he's coming forward is my timing for that, okay? So James is coming forward and I go low, okay? Sometimes you don't trip the guy, but that is the best time to attack that, okay? I also like to use an open stance when the guy's throwing his left hand or his right hand, right? Throw your straight right. That's actually sometimes the best time to throw a low kick in response, okay? So you throw, boom, okay. You throw, look. Again, you throw. Again, you throw. It's a good reaction to that. Look, I'll throw mine, you attack inside. Boom, again. Yeah, just slip on the outside. So here, boom, you wait for me to throw it, look, boom. It's a good counter. It really is. If you're going with a guy, You know he's gonna throw something big. I throw it, boom. Don't curl, really turn, okay? So boom, I go to throw my turn, boom. Yes, knocks me off balance. Boom, okay, we're open stance. I'm gonna load up for the big, boom. Don't curl, don't curl. Remember, your hip has to be open, okay? So boom, I'm going to throw this, boom. Okay, same thing. It's the same thing in closed stance, except now when I throw my jab, when I throw my cross from closed stance, you throw the inside with your front leg. Okay, guys? So if you're closed stance, another counter to a straight right hand is an inside low kick. And when thrown properly, it takes the guy off balance. Okay? So we're gonna go slow here, but I want you to actually turn on your kick, okay? To prove to them and to show them that it can knock me off balance. So I'm gonna kind of spring forward with my right hand, okay? Look. Again. Huh? Ah. Oh, no, I'll do it one more time. Look. Okay? It's one of those things where it's like, it's a clean strike. Is it gonna break the guy's leg? Probably not, but it's a great reaction to throw your cross. Boom. It's up to you. It's like, where are you at in the fight, you know? Is it like, have you already accumulated damage and this guy's, you know, kind of slowed down? If he's kind of slowed down, I'm ripping, you know? But in the beginning, if it's kind of first round and we're range finding, cool, and he does it again and I just touch it and then move around, okay? When you're close stance as well and the guy's throwing big jabs and big hooks, that's the perfect time for the outside low kick or calf kick. So he's range finding, boom, sorry, okay? Same thing, calf kick, boom, there, okay? Anytime he's lead hand heavy, it's a good time for you to, anytime that arm is extended, it's a great time to attack the leg because it's hard to be here and here. You can't check a kick like this. Makes sense, guys? If you're going to a guy who's like a heavy jabber, like this, wait for him to jab. Once he's jabbed, kick the leg. Because most of the time, if he's jabbed like this, he can't check the kick. Get it? Does that make sense? When going with open stance guys, it's hard to, a lot of guys can read switch kicks. We're always taught like for the body kick, if you switch and then throw it, or here, the only way I can really do it is to switch and like throw it that way. An easier way is to shift your hip as if you're gonna throw a straight punch. Shift, boom, shift, boom, shift your hip, boom, okay? Shift, boom. You can even step out with your hand to blind the guy. Boom, okay? You try it, shift your hip, step off the line. Bang, better, yep. Fake this hand, put it right in my face. Again, this one, I'm shifting my back hip to like get off the line so that I can transfer the balance here, okay? If I'm this way, I'm shifting my front hip, kind of dragging my foot. Boom. Like that. I kind of want you to exaggerate this movement.
Okay, you gotta take one more.
Better. Okay, it's a faking of the hips. Your hands are gonna stay here. So that your guard's still up. Better. Yeah. Keep your hands up. Nice. See, you're gonna touch it. So at least you're confident and you're comfortable with like, you don't have to sacrifice your guard to try to land a calf kick. You can keep your hands up here, and you're just shifting up. Boom. Okay, like this should never really like change too much. So like if you and I are here, cool. Then I just shift. Boom.
Okay.
Hit me. So do it right here. Boom. Shift it. Boom. You sacrifice your guard.
Okay.
See your hand went up. Go. Even better. Here. Nice.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Keep your hands up. Keep your guard up here. Let your hips be separate.
Starstruck me now.
Oh, no, don't worry. Don't worry.
If I grab the glove and like, do you think it's a good idea to like, because my favorite thing, I look up for and then step into the cross. How should I use this hand best? If I get like a grip on it, what's the best thing I can do?
Pull it down.
Pull it down and then
So if I'm doing this and I'm grabbing your hand, I want to pull it down. Okay? I don't necessarily want to pull you into me unless I want to grapple you. But like if we're here and I'm grabbing, I want to pull it down. Sorry. See, it's just like a rotating of the hips. Like all I'm doing is this. Look. That's literally all I'm doing. Is like rotating my hand and shoulder at the same time. Boom. So I don't need to pull you into me to throw. Otherwise I'll miss. I just pull down. Try it. Look. See? You don't have to try. You don't have to aim. The body does it for you. So if you like pulling hand, pull it down, throw your hand same time. No, rotate. Rotate, rotate. You can hit me. Boom, again. Boom, again. Boom, pull it down more. There you go. So if you're here and you like to grab, pull it, rotate your shoulder, pull it, boom, okay? And bring your hip forward.
thank you.
Yeah. If Eric and I are open stance and I'm going to do this the shifting of my hips to the outside calf kick, is it a risk for him to throw his left hook at the same time, right? And me going into it? Always a risk. But that's why the range finders are so important, okay? So I'm not gonna just throw this without making sure that I'm not in range. Okay, so get in your stance for me. I have to make sure that first I'm in range. Boom, okay, I see where that hook's at. So then I'll kind of like, boom, I'll check there, and then boom. You know, like I said, sorry, you're gonna get hit, okay? But it's just like, when are you gonna get hit? The only way to not get hit like super hard is to make sure that you know where your range is at, okay? Making the decision at the right time. If I let it, like even now, I was trying to prove a point and I didn't land it effectively. So you have to be patient and aware of like knowing, okay, boom, when he throws that hook, okay, I know it's a threat. So then I have to get his timing right. Boom, okay, I faked it. Boom, okay. It's not gonna happen all the time first time. Boom. But I fake, boom, okay. Maybe I got hit with the right hook. Maybe it's not the thing to do if I'm going with a guy who's throwing right hooks. There's so many different factors, okay? So it is there, but let's say, this is the thing in fighting that I don't think like people get enough credit for. If there's no secret solution, right? And if something's not working, then you should probably abandon it, okay? So, meaning, if I'm going with Eric and I realize that like, every time I go to throw this kick, he throws the right hook, boom, and I'm getting stung, I should probably abandon that outside calf kick or set it up a different way, okay? So it's like, nothing is like fail-safe in MMA, nothing. But there are different ways to see what's possible against certain opponents. Does that make sense? Cool, so always be aware that there's a counter to everything. But if you realize that the guy is not necessarily utilizing his range, or he's one of these guys who keep a high guard for me, yeah, one of these guys who like kind of has that, then I'll fake it and then go low, okay? Or if he is the low guy who's using this to his advantage, yeah, then that's when I'll go inside, because that keeps me out of the distance. Boom. I'll attack the thigh. I won't attack the calf. I'll keep my range and then attack the inside leg, or I'll keep it, or I'll keep them away if that front leg is dangerous. But I always make sure that this is, makes sense? Range finding, guys. Range finding before attacking. Always be aware of your opponent. Let him know that you're still in control of your range. Take your chances. Throw something, keep him, fake it, body kick, block, boom. Okay? It's all like shadow boxing and playing until you make the decision to land your significant strike. Not every strike you throw is gonna land, like every big strike, but if you become comfortable with shadow boxing when the guy's in front of you and touching, then when you do want to commit, your chances of landing are way higher. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Let's take a quick break, rehydrate, and then we'll go on to the next part. Like I said, I'm not the type of guy that I'm gonna try to like double leg a guy, or even like, I'm not even gonna try to like shoot a single and take a guy down that way. My body style and stuff, I don't like my legs and my head to be like in this squat position. I'm not the like most flexible down here, you know? But I do still want to find some type of way to control someone, okay? One of the best ways for me that I think to control somebody is by grabbing their leg, but I let them give me their leg. How? When they throw body kicks, okay? So, doesn't matter, open stance, closed stance, same thing, doesn't matter. I prefer here to be in my open stance. When James throws his body kick, a lot of times, it's okay, a lot of the times you have the option to check. I'm gonna check it, boom. I see in MMA, a lot of guys do this. A lot of guys duck their head and like do this kind of like X block, which is not bad. You're still not getting kicked in the head, but I like to use this same arm, but my palm face is up and I grab it, bring it across. Now I'm in control. Thank you for trying to kick me. Okay? So, checking is fine, but if you're someone who's like kind of confident and you're anticipating a body, you know that the guy throws a heavy body kick, that your backhand, your straight left hand or your straight right hand, whatever one that is for you, I keep it glued to my body and boom. Okay? Now from here, he's giving me his leg. I didn't have to shoot down to grab it. I didn't have to do anything crazy. He gave it to me. So after he's given it to me, I have many options. I have this option, I have this option, I can pull it, but the one that I like the most is boom, here, I push it over this way, and then that back foot, I kick it out, okay? I'm gonna do this slow so that you don't get hurt, all right? So, step one, I grab it, I step back, I pull it this way. This backhand goes across the chest, okay? At the same time, I'm stepping and I'm attacking the bottom of this, okay? You're gonna fall, so brace for the fall. Boom, bang, boom. Okay? Now, to like a sequence to that, tomorrow we could go over it, is if I do want to use it for a takedown, I can kick it and then like pass over in the knee, and now he's in like a dope mount where I can go here and then pass over and now I'm in mount. It can transition to that. But if I want to take a guy down, it's usually from catching a kick. And it can be as simple as he's got good balance, he doesn't want to fall, but it can be as simple as like just pushing it up. Or if I want to catch it and I just want to, okay, boom. I don't want to strike anymore. I just want to slow the fight down. Okay? So, what was that? Oh, my microphone.
Yeah, it's
Where's the magnet? Can you find it? Okay. So, I want you guys to do like a little drill. It'll be back and forth. And it's really to just program yourself into that lead arm. This one here, the one that we've been working, this rangefinder, is the one that's gonna go under. Okay, like a J. Okay, not this way. A lot of people do this one, throw the kick. That's okay, but that doesn't give you control of the kick. That doesn't slow down the pace. Yep.
Question. If I get my kick catched, I straight away want to punch you.
Yeah.
So let's say I throw the kick and you would go, let's say if I throw the kick here.
You can, but like, it's really like, that's step one to me catching the kick, okay? Like, if you throw your kick and I know I'm gonna catch it, I'm already like,
I got you.
that what I'm saying is like, me catching the kick is just my idea of like closing the distance. When the guy's striking and he's hitting me and I'm like, I'm not gonna, you guys have never seen me shoot a takedown in my entire career. You go look at the stats, 0 takedown attempts from throw the kick, like boom, and then like, only thing he can do is pull it. But like, if I create the space, I can either create the space or I can like, now I'm like, okay, I can breathe, right? I didn't shoot a double leg, but I still gained control of him somehow. Control it. That's going to help you to have more control there, okay? The higher you bring his leg, the less he has weight on this foot. Make sense? So the only way to get that up is to throw it up lightly. So if it's here, if it's just by my waist, see how it's foot flat? With the higher, like when I squish it, the higher I lift it, look at that foot. The bottom.
Yeah, you're right.
You see that? So the higher you lift it, if it's down here, he has a lot of control. If it's up here, see? Okay with that? Yeah. Start off with like, does anyone have any like personal question or any question that they wanted to ask? Yes.
So, I know you train in Thailand and Vegas as well. Like, how much time do you spend like at each place? And do you think like fighters should like be jumping around or like staying at one place?
There's multiple answers to that question. So, Thailand, I spent a total of 3 years there. And I think that made a huge difference for me to finally just like stick at one place and learn the structure and the foundation of Muay Thai. I think that helped me in many ways, mentally, physically, to just do the same things over and over and over again. There's something about Muay Thai that like they've been doing the same thing for 100 years, and it's proven to create, you know, some of the most dangerous and smart fighters on the planet. And there's also, they've found some type of way to be able to be a fighter but still be able to have peace inside. And I think that that's also why I love Muay Thai so much, is that there's such a peace element to like real Muay Thai, but these guys are, you know, some of the most dangerous guys on the planet. So but I do think that it's very helpful to travel to other places and to experience how other people train at other gyms. Yeah, so it's a little bit of both, you know, and that's why I said, like, out of all of my travels and all of the gyms that I've been to, I had to realize, like, the things that I cannot get bored of and the things that I have to kind of stay true to are bag work and shadow boxing, because those are two things that will kind of like never turn their back on you, never go away. Those are two tools that you can always use that are always going to help you improve as a fighter. As weird as it may seem and as boring as sometimes it can get, like, if you're shadow boxing and hitting the bag, some of the best fighters in the world did that for their whole career. Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, you know, Holyfield, all those guys, like the elite boxers and masters of their craft are always like dedicated to the basics and the fundamentals and the foundations. And it's not always about the secret tricks. It's just kind of about the bread and butter, and master those and master yourself. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, add on to it. So why do you still go back to Vegas?
I go back to Vegas because I have a strong relationship with my head coach there, John Wood. John Wood and I have a chemistry when it comes to MMA that I feel like is very rare. And I also am humble enough to know that I can't do this alone. It takes a team, and it takes people who care. And John Wood has proven to care about me and to care for me. And I think, like, together, our partnership, I truly believe that him and I together can achieve getting a title and bringing another title to Syndicate. But I go back to Vegas, but it doesn't limit me from coming here or going to places like Korean Top Team or training in Thailand with Trainer Gay and like all these other guys. Like, I'm still going and expanding my skill and expanding my learning from other people. But when it comes down to like preparing for my MMA match, then I go and train with John, because we have that relationship. Yeah.
I'm really interested to know how come your style is Muay Thai in MMA, in a sport where very few people actually like fight in an actual like recognizable Muay Thai stance and use Muay Thai techniques like sweeps and like weapons like elbows and such. Why did you choose this style, or like how did you get there, and how come it works for you? And I don't know, I think I know one other fighter, Matt Brown, who uses a lot of Muay Thai, and that's it.
I couldn't help that I fell in love with Muay Thai and that I was attracted to it. I couldn't help that, It's like you're walking down the street and, why did I choose my wife? I'm attracted to her. It just happened, Like, I'm just like, wow, you're so beautiful. Can you please spend your life with me? And it, like, Muay Thai was the same thing, and she loved Muay Thai, so, like, that's another thing. But, yeah, it was just like, it was that martial art to me that I was like, wow, this is beautiful.
How are you exposed to it actually?
I think it was actually, so when I got introduced to MMA back then, they would always say like, this fighter, Muay Thai and boxer, or like his specialty is boxing and wrestling. You get me? Like, they always used to introduce fighters like that. And my favorite fighter was Vanderlei Silva, and he would always be, and Anderson Silva, and they would always be introduced as their specialties are Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And so I asked my brother, what's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? He's like, oh, it's like wrestling stuff. And so I was like, okay, so Muay Thai must be like they're kicking these guys in the head and they're kneeing them and elbow and all this stuff. So that's how I got introduced to it. And then YouTube and then Googling like, oh, Muay Thai, and then I was like, wow, there's tradition behind it, and it seems so magical, and it just was like that. And the reason why it works for me is I think because I have allowed it to work for me. And when I went to Thailand, I truly embraced like what they were teaching, and I honored their traditions, and like I didn't try to go there and like take from them. I more went and like I'm here, I wanted to do how they did it. I wanted it to look how they, I just kind of like submitted myself to, okay, I want to look and fight like a Muay Thai fighter versus like show me everything so I can use it in my own way, if that makes any sense. Yeah, cool. Here, and then we'll go here.
I actually have two questions, if it's okay. One is about since you've been in the UFC for so long, what is your favorite fight of yourself against someone? That's the first question.
My favorite fight so far is against Jamal Hill. Yeah, I can't stand that guy. So it was nice to kick his ass for 5 rounds. Yeah.
Okay, the second question, of course you fought the highest guy. It's about your defeat. I hope it's okay with us. Would you have a harder time with Alex Pereira or Jiri?
Alex Pereira, absolutely. Yeah, that fight was a lot harder. He's a smarter fighter. I feel like he's also a more skilled fighter. He knows what he's doing. He has great corners. He has great coaches, and that's the reason why he's been able to defend the title so many times. He lost it once, but he came back and showed that night was just a bad night for him, which we all have bad nights in the cage at times. And when he came back and fought for the belt again, he went and he did his damn thing, you know, and he got it in the first round. So yeah, that was so far the hardest fight out of the two. But I learned from it, and when the time comes and I fight him again, I promise you I'll win. Yeah.
Ben, just without going too much into detail, but just you said you spent some time reflecting a bit on your recent, I guess, fights that you haven't won. Would you say you felt like it was a game plan? Well, obviously each fight is different, but you felt like with the Yuri one was the game plan thing, or it was not sticking to the game plan, or you think there were certain deficiencies that you felt like you need to work on, or it was a kind of a mixture where you felt like in every fight you felt like you had the skills, of course, to beat the guy, but you felt like maybe it was a game plan that you needed to change?
It was one mistake. It was one mistake, and it was definitely a game plan thing. But my whole plan was to not get into a brawl with him. His only chance at beating me was for me to brawl with him. That's in my opinion. Anybody who fights him, if they get into a brawl, it usually goes into his favor. And so I did my best. Or for 2 rounds, I avoided a brawl. And the 3rd round, I made the wrong decision and let my emotions get the best of me. And as you guys have seen in past fights, like my heart, and when I choose fight over flight, I always choose fight, not flight. And I didn't make the right decision, and I got into a brawl. And so it was my choice. It was like my mistake. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
As many people, I get it online, all this stuff, gas tank, all that. Man, I train physical conditioning and cardio more than anything. So like it was really just when you're fighting guys that are bigger than you, because I am the smallest, like one of the smallest guys in the division. These guys do hit like bricks and kick like bricks, and so like when you get hit really hard, the body sometimes chooses when it wants to shut down, and it has nothing to do with cardio. And I think that's what it was. He really did hit me with some hard shots, and eventually hit me with one that put me out. But
Would you say the prayer fight was
very similar.
Similar in terms of
Very
what you
similar.
felt like led to
Yeah,
the-
when things got hard, I chose to bite down on my mouth guard and go at him.
Right.
And when you know what I mean? Like the guy's 6'5", 240 pounds, and it's just the wrong decision, you know? But I'm learning, and like every fight, win or lose, I learn from my mistakes, and I come back a better fighter. So the next time I go back, I'm gonna come back a better fighter, and I won't make the same mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, so my question is, are there any like inflection points in your career where either a coach said something or you had either a great win or a bad loss where something just like switched and you became like that much better?
Yeah, I'd say that they continue to happen. You know, like I think that these like inflection points just keep happening, and it's like proof to me that like I'm never done, and we're never done, and we never get to this point of like I've reached it all, and now I can just relax in bliss of life, and everything's good. You know, it's like maybe I win a fight, but you know, I've won a fight and it was on top of the world, and then literally the next day I get a call and it's like your mom's in the hospital, so I can't even like really soak that in, because there's a point where I'm like, but then I get brought down the next day. Or maybe I lose a fight and it's like, damn, I lost this fight. But then I check my phone the next day and it's like, the world loves you now. You lost Alex Pereira, but like, you got, you know, you have all these fans. So that there's a mixture of inflection points in life. But it's just a constant reminder that like, I just have to continue to give my best effort in all that I do. Sometimes I lose, but it's like my life right now seems to just be like, man, wake up every day, give your best effort in all the areas, in work, in training, in love, in family, in relationships, and just like kind of go with the waves, because it's not over until it's over, you know? Yeah, that's the best way that I can describe that, yeah. And I had one more. There was one straight in the back, yeah.
Talking about we're moving into a world where there's a lot of quantification when it comes to cardio and strength and conditioning. I know you have a coach that takes care of this stuff.
Yeah.
But are you one of these guys that looks at your VO2 max and your resting heart rate and your heart rate variability? Or how do you know that you're pushing yourself? Is there like a zone 5 limit that you're doing every week? What does that look like for you? Is it intuition or is it data based?
database. Yeah. Heart rate monitors, heart rate variabilities, VO2 maxes. Yeah, all of that stuff.
Where are they?
I won't share that. Out of curiosity, what is a good VO2 max range that the average person that wants to be in the UFC would aim for at the minimum? I don't know. Ask a professional. Ask a professional. No, but I do have people who put me through a series of testing. Days that are dedicated to like, okay, you're gonna hit zone 5 today. Let's see how long you're there for. Let's see how long it's gonna take you to recover. Can you recover within the minute that we're gonna give you, and then perform again? So there is, we do that stuff, and all of this stuff kind of it pretty much checked out during camp. So that's how I'm able to say like it wasn't a cardio thing because I checked all those boxes. It's more of like, I got hit, and sometimes if you get hit really hard, the brain chooses to, say, hey, I'm shutting down, I'm taking a nap.
Just final thing, this has been incredible. Thank you for spending time with us and going around coaching everyone. We appreciate you, so thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.